Okay, I'm sitting here with Kelley Armstrong again, and we're talking about genre and fantasy and paranormal fiction and all those great things. So, Kelley Armstrong, why should people read these genres?
You know, fantasy is fun. It really is. And it's not just light, frothy fun. It can be. And you certainly get some of those works, which are wonderful escapism. But you can also get sort of the darker reflections on our world. It's not our world. It could be a parallel contemporary society. It could be parallel historical, alternate history. It could be set on a whole other planet. But we can recognize in that elements of our world shown in a way that sometimes is tough to show in modern literature, and instead you put fantasy bent on it. And it's entertaining and educational at the same time, but the emphasis, I think, is always on entertaining. These are books you can pick up and just let the rest of the world go away. You know, just escape someplace else, and we all need some escaping now and then. And these books provide it for me. They have all of my life. And I love hearing from readers who say, I was going through a really tough time, and I escaped with your books.
So, what's a good author, or who rather is a good author that people probably aren't reading that they should?
Okay, I will give one from a young adult. What I would consider my specialty is werewolves. That's where I started. That is my favorite type. So I am so picky about werewolves. And it's just that I have my own view of what they should be. They should be wolf-like, and following that kind of folklore. So it is really tough to get me. If you do it wrong, I notice fast. So one of my favorites is in young adult, actually, and it is Jennifer Lynn Barnes, who is doing some great werewolf books right now, and I would love to see them getting a whole lot more attention.
Okay. And have you read The Last Werewolf by Glenn Duncan?
I actually just had somebody recommend that to me, so that is definitely on my to-read list.
Okay, excellent. And you've picked a few books from our fantasy section. Tell us a little bit about them and why you picked them and why they stand out.
This is classic urban fantasy. This is where it all started for me. And it's where the genre started for a lot of people. This is Anne Rice's second vampire novel. The first one was Interview with a Vampire, but this is the one that I read first, and it remains my favorite. It is lush and rich, and there is historical, adventure, everything else in it, but this was where I'd first seen someone take something like vampires and not do them as the bloodsuckers that you must escape, but do them as real people, and what would it be like to be a vampire. So definitely classic. This is currently a very obvious choice, thanks to HBO's Game of Thrones miniseries. And I have to admit that I did not read these before the show came out. I used to read a lot of epic fantasy, but after a while I got older, and these books are long, and my life is busy, so it really takes a lot to get me to read it. But saw the TV show and just went, okay, I've got to go out and try. And I'm almost done the first one, and I cannot wait to get the second one, and I'm thrilled to know that there are 3 more waiting after that. If you're reading the TV show, these add so many layers to it. The TV show is wonderful. The books, as always, are better. I will do Rachel's first. So this is first book, Rachel Kane's new series. Rachel Kane is a wonderful writer who has been doing paranormal, I think, as long as I have. And she's been doing multiple series. She did her Weather Warden series. She does her Vampire Academy series. So, sorry, that is not Morgan, the Vampires series for teens. She's done several series. She's written a lot, romance, everything else. This is her new series. And this is a great book, and she's just someone who really diversifies and shows what you can do with the genre. Holly Black. Holly Black is probably better known for Spiderwick Chronicles. That was a movie based on her books for more a middle grade fantasy. This is teen. I love this book. The follow-up, Red Glove, love it. It is something different in YA fantasy. Right now we're seeing a lot of YA paranormal where it's a female protagonist, often werewolves, vampires, etc. Polly does something different. It is a world of curse workers where people are born with the ability to curse others in various ways, and those who do have been discovered, and the government is, of course, suppressing them. So where do they use their powers? For crime. So this is a young male protagonist who is part of a family of con artists. Great book.
Excellent. Kelley Armstrong, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.